WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. We're positively out on the road doing the Maryland Crab Cake Tour, all of it presented by our friends at the Maryland Lottery in conjunction with Goodwill and Window Nation, and of course the Restaurant Association of Maryland. We're getting closer to Restaurant Week beginning September 16th through the 25th. I am gaining weight this month. I have not had a whole lot of French fries. I did have some calamari French fries earlier, but I'm doing the ice cream factory on Thursday. I'll be at Weis Markets. We're going up to Sunbury, Pennsylvania. I'm having my crab cake at Friendly Farm. I'm going to be visiting the brewery over here at Big Truck up in the Hereford area. Hannah Gratti joins us now. She is our friend up at Weis Markets to talk about not just ice cream, but big time seafood going on here. I'm in the middle of my crab cake tour. I am a fan of the $6 signature crab cake. You know this. We've done this last year. I did not make a day for it, although Thursday I have a feeling I'm going to mix some ice cream with my crab cakes. How are you? Do I get a new scooper? Do I get a gold scooper when I come this year?
I'm not sure. It's always full of surprises whenever you go to the ice cream factory. So,
Well,
we'll see.
I'm thinking fall flavors have to be on the docket, right? I mean, it's time for pumpkin. It's time for something like that, right?
Probably. I feel like every year they kind of bump up the pumpkin spice season a little too early. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do get something like that.
Yeah, I was
I
on the
mean,
trip. I was out in Western Maryland, and I saw people doing pumpkin spice lattes on like August 10th. I'm like, that's too early for pumpkin, I think. It's the watermelon season for me.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Now is like the good time to get watermelon. So, but it's funny because I have family members and friends who are like, I won't eat anything pumpkin or like pumpkin spice related until after Labor Day. That's when like
I
fall
agree
kind
with
of
that.
kicks
I
off.
I agree with that. But I would say that if they're giving me pumpkin ice cream and Sunbury on Thursday, I'll have 2 scoops, maybe 3 before it's all over. Because I like pumpkin ice cream. For you with seafood, right? And this is a big time of the year. Obviously, I'm out doing crab cakes. Everyone that would catch a crab in our state would tell you the biggest crabs really come in September and October. And we start thinking seafood around here. And I know you guys have some specials going on right now, not just on the crab side, but on the clam side, some other shrimp and fish and other things.
Yeah, right now is like, August is kind of like the peak. Everyone wants to kind of enjoy their last minutes of summer before school starts up again. And, now is also just a perfect time to get, different varieties of seafood. And we also offer different clam bakes. I know that's kind of been the big trend the past couple of summers where it's kind of like in a bag and you'll get, clams, shrimp, you'll get potatoes and corn. And we offer those too at your local Weis Markets in our seafood department. And it can serve for 2 to 4 people. So it's perfect for like a nice, quick family dinner.
All right, you're gonna laugh at me. I've never been to a clam bake in my life, so I mean,
I've never been either. So
here
I'm
we
not going to
do.
judge you.
Yeah, we do pit beef and we do oysters. Like, pit beef and oysters were always like the events on Sunday that we'd have, a bull roast and oyster roast, or bull and shrimp, or crab feast. But clams, I like clams. I just never get around to eating them. They're sort of at the bottom of the list behind, well, obviously crabs, crab cakes, shrimp,
Mhm.
oysters, fried oysters, oyster Rockefeller. I like all kind of oysters. So clams sort of fall. I just don't do them. I don't dislike them when I get them. I don't get them often enough, quite frankly.
Oh, really? I'm not I always like clams in like a dish or it has to be like mixed with something. I don't know, something about clams in the shell. There's like still a little bit of sliminess to it for me.
Really? Are you anti-oyster? Do you not eat raw oysters?
I've never had an oyster before
What?
because I'm a little worried because a lot of people say they're very similar to clams. And I know a lot of people say they're very slimy. And I'm a big texture person. So I'm a little too afraid that I'm just not going to like it. But
Do you
I
like
mean,
cocktail sauce, or do you like
oh, I love
salty
cocktail
things, or
sauce.
no? Okay, well,
I
cocktail.
love
You put on
cocktail
cocktail, a
sauce.
little lemon on there.
Okay.
You know, it, listen. The first time you eat an oyster, there's an amount of courage that
Mhm.
that has to be involved in doing this, right?
Yeah.
But clams are for me, clams when they're steamed, I'm okay with that. But I would agree with you. Sort of, there is a slimy factor in regard to like oysters and certain seafood that's an acquired taste. Some people don't like picking crabs, right? Like people from Pennsylvania, they're not used to like oh, it gets all messy and I got to get my hands. And I don't really, my wife went to the crab feast in Ocean City last week at the Mako
Mhm.
convention. And it's the first time she had a crab in front of her in a year or two. And
Mhm.
she got a little intimidated. She's like, I don't really know what to do with it. But clams and oysters, you just, it's a shuck and go. But crabs are complex. And if you, for somebody that, have you picked crabs, Maryland crabs in your life? Because you're a Pennsylvania person.
I believe so. It's been a while where I just like I order some crab legs and they just kind of give you the entire thing and the little cracker to
Snap
get
it,
everything
crack.
in.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's been a
That's
while,
different
but
than opening the body, the cavity of a Maryland blue crab, right? Like
okay. I've
people
never
from
had
that
like
aren't from around here, they get very, very freaked out. They see
uh-huh.
it, they smell the seasoning, they got to get their hands dirty. There's paper involved. It's really messy. It gets in your teeth. It's dangerous, right? You'll cut your fingers up, if you do it wrong.
Mhm.
So people are very intimidated when they're not from Baltimore or not from Maryland. I noticed that.
I don't feel like intimidated to like touch the crab. I think I'm just more intimidated where it's just like I have family members and friends who can just be like, "Oh, I know how to get this. I know how to get the crab meat out of the shell immediately." Or I'm just like, I
Just
don't know what
bang
to
on it and
do.
learn. Just play. You have to figure it out. But
Mhm.
I do, as a Maryland person, and this is the truth, and I said this last week, I thought crabs were everywhere. Like when I was a kid, I thought it
Mhm.
was like pizza. I thought everybody had it, or like burgers. And then you realize you drive 30 miles out of Baltimore, and I mean, even going west to like Hagerstown, they don't have, most places don't have crabs out there. And a lot of people do see it as, oh, I'm not touching that. But if, to a Marylander, we just dive in. I'm happy at any point, Hannah, to teach you how to eat a Maryland crab. There's a video out on Facebook with 4 million views. You can see me being taught how to properly open a Maryland crab. Hannah Gratti is here. She's here for Weis Markets. We call them Wise Conversations. They are hosting me at the Sunbury Ice Cream Factory. Should I bring my cooler with me? I mean, am I gonna? I mean, I can get the ice cream right here, right down the street. I got Towson and Perry Hall. You got locations everywhere. But I do feel like if I come back empty-handed, from the ice cream factory, I should come on with some ice cream other than in my belly.
I was gonna say we have some stores that are not too far from the ice cream factory, so it's the freshest you'll ever get. Other besides than getting the free little sample while you're there. So if you do want to bring your cooler, there might be some flavors that you might not get in your local Wise Markets down in Maryland.
Oh, like tea berry or something like that, right?
Yeah, you could probably find tea berry there. I don't think you'll find it at yours.
See, I bring that up, and anybody that didn't listen to us 2 years ago, I mean, tea berry is like an ongoing thing with you and I. But there is an ice cream, and a lot of people don't know about this, and I think it's a little bit Pennsylvania Dutch area. It's called tea berry. It is pink, like Pepto Bismol. It is the flavor. My wife calls it Pepto Bismol. She's not feeling well right now, so I got to be nice to her. But I call it birch beer. I think it's a birch beer flavor. So unique ice creams, seasonal ice creams. I saw the red, white, and blue still hanging around. I saw my favorite, the butterscotch, still hanging around, the butterscotch swirl. So I'm all things ice cream, but you're doing seafood. One last thing before I let you go. Kids are going back to school. I know you guys do a lot of things, and you also have a hunger program coming on next month. I want to give you a little bit of oxygen to talk about that because I think the back to school program is as cool as anything because it really does. There's nothing more local than helping schools.
Yeah, sure. So all of next month, I mean, we'll go into further detail later on in the month, but Wise Market,
After we have ice cream, yes.
yes. But Wise Markets teams up for a Fight Hunger campaign. It goes on throughout the entire month of September where customers can go up to any register and they can make a monetary donation or they can round up their total order when they go grocery shopping, and all of the proceeds will go back to local food shelters.
We don't talk about rounding up enough around here. I mean, I'm a serial rounder upper now that I know where the money goes. And every month you guys, and as a corporate program, every month that changes when you round up. It's always going to another cause, correct?
Yes, correct.
Hannah, I'm looking forward to seeing you on Thursday. Should I bring my scooper? Are you going to have another scooper for? I'm holding it upside down, but yes, you have more scoopers for me?
We probably do. I would have to check.
All right, I only have one. It's starting to get worn out because I eat a lot of ice cream around here. Oh, I got to tell you a story. So I've been traveling a lot. We were
Hmm.
in Salisbury, and I know, the bakery at Wise, I talk about it all the time, but I do love me a bakery on the road, right? So I was
Hmm.
in Salisbury doing the show, and they told me about this place called The Ugly Pie. And I thought, well, that's a place for me. I'll go over there, nice little shop. I picked up the most delicious wild Maine blueberry pie. And
Oh,
I
okay.
love what I mean, you get blueberry pie, and sometimes it has that gooiness or that, like the thing that holds it together, the goop. This
Mm-hmm.
was not a goopy. This was like serious lemony, fresh wild Maine blueberries. And I saw it, and you know what I said I'm going to do? Bring it home. I heated it up in my little toaster,
Mm-hmm.
and I broke out the Wise vanilla bean ice cream on top. Oh God, I still have half the slice of pie downstairs. I still
Mm-hmm.
have a big old half gallon of vanilla bean ice cream. Vanilla bean ice cream is underappreciated. I'm here to say it's not plain, it's not vanilla, it's delicious. It's a tastemaker, is what it is.
And hey, you ate that pie correctly with the scoop of Wise ice cream.
Two scoops if I'm doing
Two
it properly.
scoops.
Two scoops. Little scoops, but two scoops. Hannah Gratti is here. She is a spokesperson for Weis Markets. She joins us from time to time. We're looking forward to getting back out on the road. I have not been to Sunbury. I've been around it, like Schmokin Dam and up 15, New Buffalo on the way up to Montoursville and Williamsport, where the Orioles played the other day. What am I going to see in Sunbury? Tell me about Sunbury. I have such a vision of what the Weis like place is going to look like up there because I know we got a major operation up there in Pennsylvania that I'm going to see on Thursday.
So what's really interesting is that our office is kind of connected to the ice cream plant and also our dairy plant, which I think that's always so interesting whenever I tell people what the office life is like here in Sunbury. I'm like, yeah, we're actually like right next to the ice cream plant, and sometimes we'll get like free ice cream and fresh milk in our fridge. So we'll always get like a nice little sweet treat every once in a while, or we'll always get fresh milk for our coffees whenever we need a coffee break. But Sunbury is a really nice area. Full of really nice mountains and everything. And sadly, I mean, with the drought, the leaves are changing pretty quickly up here. I don't know how it is down there in
I
Maryland,
got them
but
falling out of the trees right here above me. I see them.
yeah, but I mean that's always the big thing, just our ice cream plant and our dairy plant is like right next to the office, which that just is always like the big kicker.
When I have Dennis on, I always talk about the travel logs and my crab cake tour and driving around. We were in Western Pennsylvania 2 weeks ago. We went up to Steelers practice in Latrobe because you need to know your enemy, right? I mean, I'm a Ravens guy. You need to scout the enemy. So I went up to Latrobe. We came across the Green Castle, just so beautiful. And for the folks that live in the city here and getting outside the city, getting off the beaten path, and I don't just mean 50 on the way to Ocean City or 68 on the way out to Deep Creek, but getting off the roads and seeing the rolling hills and seeing so many beautiful farms that create the delicious ice cream that I'm going to be eating. Maybe even some of the peaches. They're not going to do peach ice cream. It's too late in season. I'm thinking fall. I'm thinking toasted something. I'm thinking cinnamon. I'm thinking
Apples.
apples. Right, exactly. And if they hand me pumpkin ice cream on Thursday, nobody's going to be happier than me. I'm going to have two scoops. So I am going ice cream shopping and ice cream scooping and ice cream researching. They're sending me up to the Sunbury factory on Thursday. You'll see it all out on our social media, all as part of the Maryland Crab Cake Tour. And I'm going to bring you a dozen crabs from Costas up there. I'm going to roll, get your gloves on. I'm going to get you hammers. I'm going to teach you how to eat some Maryland crabs. All right. That's my
That
gift to you. If you can
that
teach me
sounds like
about
a
Tea
plan.
Berry, I can teach you about Maryland crabs. All right.
That sounds like a plan. I like that trade.
The Crab Cake Tour is rolling on. We're going to be in Eldersburg on Wednesday at Liberatores. We got great guests there. On Friday, we're at Rock Salt Grill in Westminster. I am getting out in the car. I'm going west to Carroll County, north to Pennsylvania, west to Westminster and Carroll County. And then we're ending the tour on Tuesday at Costas in Dundalk in my homeland with future governor of the state of Maryland, Wes Moore, will be joining us for breakfast. Also going to be joined by Mickey Coachella, my dear friend and comedian and 98 Rock guy. We promise not to work too blue. We'll be morning in Dundalk, as well as Pam Wood's going to be joining us from the Baltimore Banner, talking about the election and the State House. In the meantime, I'm getting fat and happy. It's crab cakes, it's oysters, it's breweries. I'm 29 breweries in and 22 days in, and I'm I've 27 crab cakes in 22 days. We're all about it. We are WNST, AM 1570, Towson, Baltimore. These wise conversations are moving to Sunbury with some delicious ice cream this week. Stay with us.